Hey friends! So there has been something that I have wanted to share for a while because it is one of the bigger parts of one of my recent stories. So the one of the things that unfolded for me today coincides with this story. And I guess we could say spiritual growth. I guess. I don't I don't know. I still feel like damn it, I could have went another way with this, but I tell you, I'm gonna try and not make it long either. Buzz through it real quick. So I worked for this really bad company and I ended up quitting in August. So to explain about this as well, because ever since I quit my job, I've been seeing a lot of people saying I left my career, I left my job, or I switched careers. Like I realized that wasn't for me. And guys, I am so proud of us collectively. Like, this is exactly what brings about a change, is when there's so many of us and we're just like, nah, we're done. So, like, go team us. Yes. Anyway, so I quit my job. What led me here, well, I guess you could say that old school saying, like, when God's closing a door and you're trying to keep it open, it's just not going to work. Yeah. So, my last few weeks with the company, it was like just the last straw. And it was, I guess you could say, if you want to say a district manager and the head of HR that were the final straws for me. And now my district manager, this woman was terrible. She would walk into my store. I was the head chef and food service manager. So, like, you go into a shop, right? And y'all go over near, like, the rotisserie chickens, and there's all that hot food lined up in there. And then the salad bar. And then, that whole display case with all those cooked vegetables and the macaroni salad, tuna fish salad, like all that stuff. And they put it in the cups. So, I did that whole area. I was the manager of that area. And this woman would come in and she would be like, this whole thing looks like shit. Everything looks like shit. I can't believe this. Ricky's gonna kill me when he comes in. Jesus Christ, Anna, don't you know what you're doing? I just landed in your company, and I've already told you every single person I've landed with does something a different way and says that the other person's doing it wrong. Everything has been a nightmare since I walked in the door, and now you're here coming down on me like that, right? And then she'd be like, all right, so Mr. Saker's coming in tomorrow. You're shit, and I'm gonna cook all the food. Then she cooks the food. Oh, my stars. I have the pictures in my phone too, right? How did you cook the outside of the chicken and then forget to throw it in the oven? So then you went and put it in the chiller, and now all these people buying the raw chicken, coming back and handing it to me. I didn't take responsibility for that. I went right to all the other owners and stuff. And she'll be like, all right, I'm so sorry. I hate talking about this because I will ramble too about these people. Just, I could tell you a million things in about 3 different minutes that are incredibly illegal. So she'd be like, yeah, you're not cooking anything. So I need you to go to the store, go get this, this, and this. I'll start to walk away. She'll be like, go get a pen and paper and write this list down. I'm walking to get the pen and paper, and she's screaming, where the fuck is Dana? She doesn't know what she's doing, this and that. Lady, I'm right here. Did you forget to take your meds this morning? She'll be like, all right, now you got that list. Now go shop for all this stuff. I'm shopping for all this stuff in the store. Where is Dana? Well, lady, you got me going throughout this entire store. And it's like she just expects me to magic. Lady, if I had that kind of magic where I'm just, would I have ever walked into this dump for a job? No. No. So then I'm going around the store getting all this stuff, and then I come back and my whole staff is like crying, like, Dana, you don't deserve this treatment and all this awful stuff that they're saying about you as soon as you walk away. Mind you, what I work like 13 hours, didn't get a 15, didn't take a lunch, but then they take it out of my pay because it's illegal to work people straight like that and they can't get caught. Bye. Bye. So that was just a little gist of all of it. And I mean, this woman was really something else. I have notes and documents of all of it, right? And just praying for the day. Like, the way her and the head of HR spoke to me multiple times, multiple different occasions. And I'm like, I'm a grown woman. I need this job because this job pays for me and my kids. So I'm going to take this treatment by these women. Mind you, they're like the only two women with positions in power in this company. Not many women had positions of power in that company. That they came all over and treated me like shit. You got that woman that I was just saying, my district manager, telling me that I'm best friends with my staff. And you can't be best friends. You can't be friends with the staff. You got to run them like this slave labor, baby. You ain't friends with them. So I'm getting yelled at by her that I don't know how to manage my people. I'm too nice and I need to come down harder on them. 3 days later, got the head of HR in here telling me I don't know how to treat people. And if my staff ain't listening to me, it's because I treat them like shit and I need to be nicer to them. Yo, can y'all even just like group up and make your stories together so it's like one story, you know? It was the head of HR and that last little bit with her that made me quit. But that woman I was just saying, the district manager, I've been taking my travels around trying to find new places in Jersey to check out and everything. Today's an incredibly special day. You know, it's a 369 day. I've been waiting for today for a while. Like, I got all my rituals and stuff, you know. It's going to be a great day. New day, new things coming. So, I'm out in Middletown, and checking out this beautiful, beautiful place. I walk out of the woods, walking through the parking lot, happy. Just happy little fairy me floating around, just smiling, you know. And I see this lady in the parking lot. And I'm still just smiling, not just like at her, you know, I didn't even pay her that much mind. And then I heard her say hello to me. And I stopped dead in my tracks. Dead in my tracks, like freaking deer in headlights. Because that voice just through my soul. It was that woman, district manager. I was chilling with my friend. My friend's like, yeah, your face like changed and I didn't know what happened. Like, when I tell you, I floating around happy, walking through the parking lot, heard that hello, stopped dead in my tracks. Heart sank. I swear, my heart, like, you probably saw that coming out of my chest. Oh ho ho, this is the day I've been praying for how long? When I finally run into one of these females, like, yo, grown ass old Karens, please talk to me like that outside. Talk to me like that outside. And I'm not normally like that with people, but normally people don't give me that either, you know, that kind of treatment. And it was just crazy. And like, when I tell you, the treatment there when I was working for them was awful. Like, going in the back room, having a panic attack, you know, texting the person that I was seeing at the time, like, I wish I was dead. And when I sent that text message and she ripped me later for saying something like that and told me, no, you need to start applying for jobs now, I really did. And that's when I was like, yeah, I gotta go. Like, I gotta go, you know, like, to wish I was dead, to be in that back room, grabbing onto the racks, not being able to breathe like that for the way they spoke to me, and I just have to sit there and eat it. you don't even want to hear about what the men did to me over there in that company either. But yeah, I seen that woman today, and I won't even lie to you. I was gonna say I wanted to. Old me wanted to stand behind her vehicle. Like, what are you gonna do, lady? You gonna hit me, or are you gonna come over? You gonna fight me? Either way, I'm gonna win. Like, I'm definitely gonna win if you're too scared to fight me and you decide to hit me with your vehicle. Like, that's where I went today, guys. And it hit me, and I'm like, nah. Let me turn around. And I did. I turned around again, and I started facing my friend. I didn't even say anything to her for a minute. Like, I started praying. I started praying out loud. I said, "Dear Lord, that woman is like an old version of me that had never healed." Right? She's me before I healed. She is me during all the pain and the suffering. Even though as bad as I wasn't out here putting pain and suffering on others for all the shit that I went through. But I guess we could save that discussion for another time. Yeah, and I was like praying out loud. I was like, "Dear Lord, for all the awful things this woman has said about me, I forgive her, and I ask for blessings in place of this." And that's growth. That's growth. But a little part of me has still been sitting here for the past few hours like, damn it, Dana. Damn it, Dana, that was your opportunity, you know? But I guess, yeah, I won't be that person today, and we not getting into all of that. But yeah, it was like major blessing, something real awesome to like float my way now, you know? That's that was real growth. Oh my gosh, guys. She still talks about me all the time. Like, my old staff calls me and they'll be like, "Rose was in here and she was asking about you and where you're working now and what you're up to and if you went to the new shop, right?" Oh, like if I went to your competitors to spill all of your secrets and stuff, like, nah, you guys don't get that much of my energy. But yeah, that was it. And it could be growth, and I wanted to share that with you guys, you know. We always have the opportunity to change. We always are given a situation where it's like, okay, you can hop on to your future path, to the path that your higher self walks, or you could stay behind with you and maybe like a shadow self, you know. I won't lie, a lot of times it's easier to go with the shadow self too. But if I can see that opportunity and make, you know, that one change that normal me wouldn't have, you guys can too. And this is how we change it. And we make everything different. And I'm so excited for the world that we're creating together, guys. So it's my little example as well today, you know, of growth and choosing the higher road. And if something spectacular absolutely ends up pouring in as well, I shall tell you guys that too, because it's just ever such a blessing when you forgive someone that's praying bad upon you, ill upon you. Sure, she's doing that now anyway. She's probably called a million people. But the blessings that you could receive when you truly forgive someone and ask for blessings for them as well, and as for you, like transmute that energy like that. It's wonderful. Might not feel like it, but hey, forgiving is better than eating it all up and then just getting that sick bitter pill, you know. That's a bad bug. Sticks around for a while too. So yeah, that's my story. You guys will probably hear me talk more about the job as well, because if I can't get anywhere legally either, you know, it just seems like, oh, I've got to talk. So that's how it's gonna go. So yeah, I mean, also at the same time, like, let me know. Keep it real. Should I have went for for somebody grandma? Let me know what you think and how you would have reacted in my situation. All right? Let me know.